What is up? It's the Figure Hunter. We have been on a slight hiatus and we are catching up and catching up strong. So up today is a review of the new Double Under Wonder speed rope with an all aluminum handle, specialty bearings, and fixed length based on your height. Obviously you can do like I did and you can clip it so that you can put a different actual rope on the handles themselves. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing for more. I have the Enduro 2 on my wrist and we're going to be looking at some initial review of that in the upcoming day or two. I'm also going to compare the Double Under Wonder speed rope aluminum handle to the SR-1 from Rogue, which is probably my favorite rope so far, as well as the SR-1 short-handled Matt Fraser specialty rope, so that we can compare, because the biggest thing I want to see is how does it compare in design, in features, in weight, and in other factors to some of the other major speed ropes on the market today, because it is a whole new release. This is way more advanced, way better than any of the previous Double Under Wonder jump ropes, which had a more simple design and more simple bearings. These are in a plastic handle on top. These are high quality aluminum handles. They come in all sorts of cool colors and different different designs, which is one of the Double Under Wonder specialties. You can customize everything to your liking. Has the two-fold bearing system, so it rotates around and rotates in a swivelly fashion. We'll look at that up close. But one thing I noticed is that the handle feels a little heavy, so we're actually going to weigh the handles relative to the other primary handles on the market and then come back together and talk about all the testing I did, and literally in different Double Under sessions, going from one rope to the new Double Under Wonder speed rope aluminum handle, one rope to the new, and tell you what I thought about some of the differences I felt. So with that, let's dive into the hands-on.
All right, so you have the Double Under website. It basically features their super customizable basic ropes, but now you have the elite ropes. You can see the wide variety of different colors and options. This is the one that I have. You can see you can pick and choose what your size is going to be. They're updating the site, so it looks like it's not available, but it is truly available. I hit refresh. Nope. Let's go to a different one that I know has. So you can see you can make it adjustable, which means they won't pin the rope down. It'll just have little screws. You can pick your height and then it will be pinned down, like you can see in the picture there where it's sort of pressed in with just a little aluminum clasp. And the basics, it's basically the same rope as you're going to get anywhere, size-wise, just PVC, coated steel rope. But you can see just tons of different options. That's one of the great things about Double Under Wonder, is that they create ropes that have a lot of flexibility and look to them. And then you get down to the basic rope. So they are $65 for the all aluminum custom rope. I really like the way this one looks. This one's just a straight aluminum. And then obviously you could go with a all black. It's going to be harder to see in your gym bag, but a lot of cool looks that you could customize. They don't have the same customization, meaning you can't change the color of the highlight features or mix and match yet, but maybe they'll add that down the road. But either way, that's the Double Under Wonder selection of options when it comes to the aluminum handled new speed ropes.
All right, so here you have 3 ropes side by side. We're just actually going to move these others out of the way just to kind of get focused on the Double Under Wonder handle itself. So you can see it's got a full rotating bearing in here, and it's also got a ball bearing here. I don't even know if there's a special technical name for this type of bearing, but as the rope rotates in a circle, it also has full access to rotation on the inside. You have a full aluminum handle. It is a thicker solid aluminum handle, so it does have a hardier feel to it. And then whenever you get your rope, I already clipped mine so that I could do some measurements here. It's going to have it fixed to your height. So that's one of the best things about the Double Under Wonder system, is you just tell them how tall you are and they give you a rope that's roughly to your size. You can always clip it and then use some screw-in clips to redo your rope so that you have the same thing. So we're going to weigh the rope and the handle compared to some of the others. Now, if you look at the one that I have been using, the Rogue SR-1, it also has this little spindle here. It does spin a little bit more freely than this does because it is an all plastic design. So it doesn't have the weight of the aluminum pushing against it, and then it has the interior bearing as well. And then you add to it the Matt Fraser. I think it's called an SR-1. Doesn't spin quite as easily. It's all plastic with an all plastic top with an all aluminum design, but a short handle. Obviously you can see the differences in height between the three, looking top to bottom. But this one feels the lightest, and we'll look at it on a scale, but it's the same sort of swivel system as this Rogue rope because they're both by Rogue. So let's look at it in comparison. It basically, when you have the Rogue Matt Fraser, it has one fixed end, and then you put a screw on the bottom, as you have with the double under. Same thing with the Rogue SR-1. These are basically comes fixed in place with the loop sort of bound permanently, and you have to clip it in order to mess around with it. So we're going to look at it just on the scale. If we look at each of the rope handles to see what the weight difference is between the handles, okay, 3.9 ounces. Okay, that's a pretty solid rope handle size. So let's take a look at the SR-1's 3.9. Okay, 2.5. So that's if you're looking at percentages, I'll put the percentage down below. That's a pretty healthy percentage heavier. So it's still 2.5 ounces and 3.9 ounces. So we're talking very minimal ounces. You know, it's still less than 1/4 of a pound. And then if we take the Matt Fraser handles, 2.2. So the lightest of them all. Obviously, it's the shortest. It's aluminum design versus the plastic. And you can see some of the comparison. I'll even put all the handles side by side on here so you can see what they look like in similar fashion. So, you know, you can see the design features and differences. So this has a fat bottom, so you will get some grip potential there. This has a fatter bottom. It's rubber, so it's a little bit more likely to not slip around in your hand. They are about the same length, even though this looks longer. It just has a longer head to it, and then this is all aluminum shorter handle. So let's look at the rope differences. They're all going to be about the same size, or almost all exactly the same size. So this is 1.3 ounces. This is the rope that came with the double under wonder. So I am curious to see if it's heavier just slightly than the others. And 1.3, this is the this is the SR-1, 1.3. This is the Matt Fraser, 1.3. So no differences in the rope, which is actually interesting because I felt like this weighed more in my hands, but you know, your hand can't tell 1.3 ounces versus 1.28 versus 1.32. So it's really just going to come down to the handles themselves adding, I'm just going to guess about 50% weight to the others. When I have gotten in sweaty workouts, it has been more beneficial to have the rubberized handle because I feel like I can hold on to it better, but the knurled aluminum actually has been fine at the same time. I noticed that there's a little liquid on the top there. You can look even at the aluminum version from the Matt Fraser Rogue handle, and it's got more knurled, and obviously it's shorter, so your hand's just holding more knurled space. Dear Lord, I hope that's the right word. So anyway, so obviously you can see there's a difference there. And, you know, people say that in the speed rope world, you should be getting, you know, smooth and quick. So it rotates really fine relative, but this just rotates a lot better. The bearings and the way that they've designed the rotation, again, you know, you can see down the side how long it rotates for. So you're not getting as much speed rotation, obviously. I don't know how much this affects things, especially for the mid-level CrossFitter, because this is just a high quality. It feels like a high quality rope. It feels really nice, and it has felt in workout to workout exactly the same. So I haven't noticed much besides just a little bit of the slipperiness. I thought the weight, maybe there's some sort of adjustment over the first couple days to feeling the heavier weight in my hand, but only slightly so. Let's talk about it in summary.
So what do I think in final for the new Double Under Wonder speed rope, full aluminum handle? I actually think this is an awesome quality rope. Now,
I learned to get used to the heavier handle weight versus my previous experience with either a more hollow aluminum weight like the Matt Fraser Rogue SR-1 short handle or the SR-1 full with the plastic handle. And I feel like it's completely the same at the end of the day, although I don't know if the extra weight would cause more wrist wear down over time, meaning your wrist will actually get tired more quickly, or if the weight of the handle would actually help continue to keep the rope propelled throughout time. But in simple terms, it is a ultra high quality feeling rope, and that's why it's $65. It makes sense that it has a more premium price to it in competition. If I was being completely honest, because I trained myself on double unders on the SR-1 from Rogue, and it just feels like it just sort of fits, even though I'm a month into testing the new Double Under Wonder rope system, I still just feel comfortable here. But if you were starting out, you wanted to get a premium rope and you wanted one that had flashy colors and custom design, coupled, and I just think the handles look better. They just look better than either of the other two. They're just a sharper looking rope. You would not do wrong to go with the Double Under Wonder new speed rope, all aluminum design. So with that, that's the Fit Gear Hunter. Thanks so much for watching.